Folks! Welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today we're just going to have a straight up video on the most popular card game of all time. MetaZoo and Hyborian Gates. And we need to talk... I'm just screwing with you guys. Today, just a straight up Magic video. Magic's in such a bizarre, transitional, purgatory, weird time. I want to tell you all what I see happening right now, based on my own patrons' purchasing habits, based on what I see happening on the market, based on how it feels versus the actual data. So I think the most interesting thing I'm just going to lay out there right now, for those of you who don't want to stick around, you want to do the quick thumbs down thing and run off, there's a massive disconnect between frustration, the player base, the evil investors. Are we still 3% beautiful ladies? I think YouTube data still shows 3%. It might be lower. And really what the price action is. And we're going to go through this video, and we're going to go back. I got a screen right off the camera here. And we're going to go back just to pretty much 2021, the boom era. We're not going to go to 2020, because we all know, Zendikar, Ikoria, Theros, Throne of Drano, and War of the Spark 2019. We all know that stuff is epic, but I want to focus on the boom and bust cycle of 2021. So looking at that, we're going to start with Adventures Forgotten Realm, and then we're going to move forward to Strixhaven, the Avistry Hunt, and Crimson Disaster. So first, all these things feel bad now. Everybody's upset because they bought into it. Rudy's holding heavy bags, blah, blah, blah. Everything's tanked. Oh no, run for the hills, going to zero. And when we sit back and look at this, and Adventures Forgotten Realm, okay, year and a half ago, let's call it 2 years, 2021. Obviously, the collector box has been on Amazon dump multiple times for around $100, completely annihilating it, right? And then I look at the draft box and set box, and I'm like, it's actually holding up pretty good on TCG Player. And then I look at the collector boxes, and I'm like, how on earth are these things still holding up after multiple Amazon dumps? Like, I'm genuinely surprised that these collector boxes on TCG Player, and again, when you watch this video, it might be a little higher or lower, depending on your timing, but like, around 150 plus tax is like 165 shipped with tax. And 160s for like Forgotten Realms D&D set is way higher than I thought they would be. And that's really impressive that they're not lower. So now let's go to the next thing. Strixhaven. Incredibly successful set. Mystical Archives, 1 penny cards, blah, blah, blah. And I look at the Strixhaven draft boxes and I'm like, wow, okay, that's actually pretty strong. I look at the Strixhaven collector boxes. Wow, they're almost non-existent. The item's never been on Amazon dump. Are there even 100 boxes on TCG Player? Like, super scarce in the sealed product world. And collector boxes are like 230, 240 plus tax. What, 260 shipped? That's really good for a product that had the bumped up print run in the boom, went through the bear market crash, and it's still selling for mid-200s. That's fucking impressive, man. Like, I know, anti-hype man, Rudy's the shill for Wizards. How did you guys know I work for Wizards? My desk is in the bottom basement, left floor. Take 2 left turns and stop at the urinal next to the bathroom. How'd you know? So, the next thing we're going to look at is, what came after that? Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow. How on earth, after multiple Amazon dumps, is Hunt and Crimson... Crimson Vow set boxes are how much? They're over $100 a box? What? And I don't even have any. I don't even have heavy bags of that. When and how are set boxes of Crimson over 100 plus tax, 110, 115 shipped for a Crimson set box? Okay. It's the same thing with the collector boxes. The Hunt and Crimson collector boxes, which were blown out on Amazon dumps with Philip Morris, these things were $80 to $100. And on TCG Play, they're back to 130s, 140s, I guess with tax and shipping, 150s. And I'm like, this stuff is incredibly resilient. And look, I'm going to be the guy, because, it takes somebody who doesn't care about how they look and their hair and their attitude. Mustache. And I'm sitting here saying, can someone at least give some credit to how well some of these products are actually recovering and stabilizing? For these things to be okay, Crimson Vow collector boxes to be $200, collapsed all the way down to like 79 and 99 on Amazon dump, and which is a 50% loss, and then to bounce back to like 140, 150 range, like holy smokes, that's only like 20-30% from the all-time highs of 200. Like, I mean, it's just kind of impressive, and I feel like someone's got to kind of acknowledge, like, because look, everyone thinks this stuff's going to zero. No one's holding heavy bags. No one's trying to buy positions. No one's trying to hold sealed products dead. Holy smokes, 8 years of saying the same thing. And I look at this stuff, I'm like, we went through a 20-month bear market, and this is where things are? It's kind of fucking impressive. So next, we go into good old Kamigawa with that neon ink chase cards. Have you seen the price of the red neon card? Still hovering around $1,000 a card? Even after they released or reprint or whatever the hell they said they did or didn't do, another wave came of Kamigawa collectors and annihilated the market. And like red neon whatever is still like $1,000. And like the collector boxes are now back to like $215 plus tax. So $230? Kamigawa boxes are back to $230. I was under the impression they fell apart. The all-time high of Kamigawa boxes was $290. Remember, we were talking about those heading $300? So, once again, we're around 20-25% back towards the all-time high, and we're way off the lows. And, we're going to pause right there before we go to Streets and Barry Manilow. Again, what I'm discussing also lines up with what my current patrons and you all's behavior is out there. Because people are buying this stuff. No matter how negative and people feel about Hasbro's ruined it, how negative Rudy was with Magic 30, how much me and Mark Bottomwater are unhappy with each other. We have our toxic relationship. I open packs of, what would I open? Packs of Boulder's Gate, and I get a pack of cigarettes with each one. Too soon? And, no matter how much we feel emotionally about this, the data really is sharing a different story than how we all feel. And that's a really tough thing to almost admit and say on camera, because it doesn't feel like it should be that way. Like, I'm still selling. Like, I'm probably moving 100 to 200 boxes of draft Magic boxes for $89 shipped on every single day. Every day the sun comes up, 100 to 200 boxes a day are flowing through my left nut. And are all my patrons just drinking the Rudy Kool-Aid and I'm gonna be like Rudy and ride it to zero? Or is all of our emotional attitude over the last 20 months of just the pain of the bear market and the cruel summer of 2022, is it overblown at this point? We all make fun of Hasbro and their decisions and Dr. Cox, but the prices and the data have bounced off the lows substantially, and they're actually holding. Now again, I didn't say we're in a bull market. I didn't say you can buy any of these things and 10x your money. I still don't think that's even possible in this market. But it's very fascinating to see the movement and flow of money of people who are still buying these products. And those individuals who are accumulating or buying these from me or their store locally or whoever, they're not saying anything. They're not posting on Discord, and they're not posting on Tinder. They're not posting on Reddit and MySpace. They're not saying, hey guys, I just filled my closet with purple Beanie Babies. You all should too. They're not saying anything. They're being very quiet about it. And historically, like on Wall Street, institutional money and the smart money tends to move first and is usually the most quiet movement there is. Because by the time it's acknowledged publicly or everybody's on the bandwagon, the market's repriced everything. The market's been readjusted, everything's been recalibrated, and the pricing has already shifted on you, right? So, all of you out there, I know a lot of the viewers are patrons, when I'm seeing these orders, I wake up and I'm doing customer service and making sure everything's right, make sure no one's freaking out and going crazy on me, and before I go off to the physical working of moving and inventory and shipping and all that. And I look at this stuff and I'm like, and I tell like Lindsay and the family, I'm like, dude, look at the amount of people buying these. Because last year, in the cruel summer, one of the biggest things I talked to you all about is the amount of patrons were still buying $89 draft boxes from me, but the order size was the lowest it's ever been. The average order size was like 1 to 3 boxes. And now, the quantity of orders is still relatively the same, maybe plus 10%, let's say. So, but this order sizes are back to increasing where the average patron is buying a sealed case of $89 boxes. Now, the average order is not all the same. Like, most patrons are getting 2 boxes of Kamigawa for $89 shipped. And by the way, Kamigawa draft boxes are plus tax, they're $110 shipped on TCG Player. Kamigawa set boxes are $135 plus tax. $150 shipped with tax on TCG Player. Like, if you're a patron of mine, I sell that for $109 shipped. You are getting $300 off market price on one order. I didn't even know it was that expensive. Please don't buy me out now. I only have 1 pallet left, but I'm just saying that's I didn't know it was that high. I'm not going to change the price, but I'm just saying I wasn't aware of that until I had some messages of patrons who were longer term saying, "Hey, Rudy, are you going to be pulling that down pretty soon? Or Kamigawa's pretty old and these prices are going up and you haven't changed anything." No, I've been offering Kamigawa for over a year at the same price. Well, no, I have a pallet left. When the last pallet sells, it'll be pulled down. But it's just can we acknowledge how bullish and impressive that pricing is? So, I don't, this video and my channel is sponsored and shilled by myself and you all and viewers and patrons, and it just blows my mind that we all still feel so dirty and frustrated with everything. But, when you actually take the time to go on TCG Player and you look at these numbers, you kind of go, wow, it doesn't seem that bad, actually. Okay, next set. Streets of Copacabana, Barry Manilow. Same thing. Collector boxes, fire sold, Amazon dump, $100. Collector boxes now climbing slowly back up, 120s, 130s. Now it's 140 plus tax. So at 150 ship. You add 20% to that, it's back to the original price. Okay, didn't see that coming. Okay, next, look at the next one. What was after Streets? Dominaria United, Lost Legends, the world famous lottery card. Biggest thing. I was so excited. Everybody was excited, and it just fell on its face. Right? Okay. Yeah, pretty stable. Collector boxes are way off the lows. Once again, Amazon dump item. And I look at all these things, and I go, okay. If this is where it's at, in a flat to negative zero confidence market, what happens in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now, when we do have a tone and a sentiment change, and we have a shift in attitude towards this stuff? Because the market now is going to stay the same where it is. I don't see prices spiking. I don't see any further tanking. What's out there is essentially about out there, right? So what happens if we go a year of no price appreciation and we go 12 months straight of market thinning? And market thinning means you take all the product out there and people just slowly nibble at it and buy it, open a box, open it, do a box opening, sell it on eBay, crack it with their friends, and it just nibbles. It just keeps getting slowly chipped away like an iceberg. So what happens when we keep doing that? And I've been looking at this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, everyone on the internet, everyone on the intrawebs, everyone on MySpace, everyone on Ashley Madison, everyone on Grindr is saying there's no opportunity here. And I sit here and look at these prices, and I'm like, the market, it feels off. The disconnect between the raw data without emotion and what the emotional feeling of all of us that went through this crash in 20 months feels like is very disconnected. And just like Wall Street, historically, the markets, by the time a bear market ends on Wall Street, everyone just says, oh, dead cat bounce. Oh, it's going to tank again. It's a bear market. It's going to tank again. It's going to tank again. Until the one time, it doesn't tank again. And all of a sudden, you go, wait a second. Whoa. Wait a minute. The S&P and the NASDAQ are, wait, they're almost at all-time highs? Whoa, I thought this was a dead cat. I thought this was a bear market. Wait. How are we? Whoa. And like, that's how these things happen. You blink your eyes and you're like, you don't understand how you got there. You know, Pokemon. How did Evolving Skies become almost $500 a box now? You know, so I look at the newer stuff. I look at Brothers War, infamous Brothers War, with those artifacts and serialized cards. Gorgeous serialized artifacts, beautiful. Some of the best serialized blueprint artifacts ever. Everybody agrees with that, right? So that has not really been Amazon dumped. It hasn't been fire sold for $99 anywhere. Amazon's put a few on sale. You can buy a couple and they, 10% off. But, what happens when that product becomes 5 years old? So I'm kind of arguing with myself, looking at you all in the markets and everything, and the disconnect and the emotions are so against they're so spread apart. It's very difficult to read. Very, very difficult to read, folks. But from a raw data standpoint, the numbers don't look bad. And they look a lot better now than they did a month ago, and they did 3 months ago, in the beginning of the year, 8 months ago, when we were crawling through the death of 2022. Things look a lot better. And I don't know if it's because Lord of the Rings brought in all the new players. I don't know if Commander Masters made everybody bankrupt. I'm not sure specifically what it is. That's all I have today. Let me just give you guys a heads up as far as updating schedule and things moving forward. Obviously, we got Wildsville Drain Collector boxes coming up for the patrons in a couple weeks. We're going to definitely want to do some of those box openings. We have the infamous, 45 days till the beta sorcery promotional launch with the booster boxes, the beta boxes, and the starter, the playmat, the nude promo exclusive, all this crap. And we got a little MetaZoo. Rudy's going to be eating crayons. Very fun little thing where you connect crayons, hollow crayons, and really fun stuff. We have the Weiss Hollow Live and everything. Got to do a box opening of that too. And probably going to have some items on the $89 draft box fall off pretty soon because I have 9 or 10 different choices for patrons at $89 shipped, and we're going to have to probably pull 1 or 2 down. They're almost sold out finally after offering it for a year. Some of these are going to be running out pretty soon. Flesh and Blood, still trying to see if I can get some more Dust Till Dawn, like another pallet or something, and kind of trying to weasel my way with distribution or another store, see what I can do, but it's been kind of tricky, and some people want more, and it's not been going real good. The Pokemon thing, in the process of another major deal for another couple thousand Pokemon boxes, and Pokemon is probably my ultimate bullish thing for 2023 right now. That would be number 1, followed by Magic number 2. I do believe I'm probably going to run another Pokemon sale to patrons for like Scarlet Violet base or Mr. P Evolved or something like that. I'm on the fence though, because again, these boxes, even wholesale at $100, even if I get a discount of 10% or something down to 90 or something, these things are still, I'm not going to fire sell them at losses like other stores. So if I don't do that, and if I offer a Pokemon sale and I leave the price at the $109 shipped, so I make a couple bucks a box, I don't think most patrons will buy. But I will probably end up trying to do that sometime once I get everything stabilized here in the next week or so. And I'm sure I'll report the data to you all. And I don't think many people will buy it because I've been through this about the 3rd or 4th cycle of Pokemon boom and bust. And historically, whenever we go through the downswing, most people just don't buy. And that's all I have today, folks. Hope you all enjoyed everything. As always, I appreciate you all. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys and the patrons and everyone out there. You are the reason this channel exists. You're the reason the videos, and I have time to do this. And a couple other surprises coming up in the next 7 to 10 days. But I don't want to say anything yet because some paperwork and ink isn't dry of my big announcement. And partnerships / acquisitions / taking over. We're almost done moving this business here to Florida. And we're about to announce it. And it's going to be a very big shocker, I think, to a lot of people. And I'm pretty excited about that. It'll add another layer of patron benefits, and it'll be definitely something I've been wanting to try my hand at for a while and manage and keep an eye on things and all that. So have a beautiful day, everybody.